There we go. Good morning. Good morning. We're just taking a look at Michelle from last week, and we looked at the 8-beat standard music style. We looked at Baroque, if you turn the tempo down. Guitars 4/4 worked really well. And then Trios Romanticos, if you like a little flair, Latin flair in it. And we also took a look at the love song category setups that were there. We added a few little grace notes, if you will, and just a few, maybe 3 chords. That was it. Very nice song. So we'd like to hear your rendition for whomever would like to play it for us.
I have it, Joanie.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Good
Thank you.
job. So, Gary, I heard the cascade.
Yes, a little bit.
Very nice in the background. What style were you using?
I used the guitar 4/4.
Okay, that's what I thought it was. And what kind of a piano did it give you?
Piano. Let's see.
I know it wasn't the LX piano.
It's piano and strings, it says.
It doesn't say which piano.
Piano 9-foot grand and
Okay.
piano electric detune.
Yeah, I was hearing partly some electric and some plucked, so I knew there was a combination of something there. That's nice. Nice
Yeah,
sound.
thank you.
Someone else?
I have it, Joanie.
Okay, is this Levon?
Yes.
I'm finally learning people's voices because I can't see you. Good job.
Thank
Very
you.
nice.
Thank you.
Couple of questions for you. Um,
Yes.
when the guitar was used with other sounds and harmony, what were the other sounds you had? I think you had some kind of string on.
Uh, this may take me a little while because I have to get my other seeing glasses on. I can't see what the organ says. So I'm not sure just what I had on with that. I used the slow rock rhythm.
What was it called?
I used the soft rock, I mean.
Soft rock.
Yeah, soft rock. And I used the presets from the rock and roll category.
Ah, that's what it was. Good.
I
That's
know I had a choir in there with the guitar once, and then the rest of them I just picked up from the rock and roll category.
that's good. That's good. Anyone else? We talked a little bit last week about recording and the importance of it now around this season because you may have company and they may want you to play something for them, and it's a lot easier to play something you recorded so that you can keep on visiting or serving your meal or whatever you're doing. That really is very helpful. So I hope that you are doing that. And that being said, if you record the song here that we do each week, then we'll get to hear you play that way as well. So um, you're still a little gun shy more than I would like. I really want to know that people are recording because I think it's such a valuable tool. And it's really the only time, as you've heard me say before, it's the only time that you can hear the entire instrument. You can't take everything in when you're sitting at it and concentrating on chords and melody and all of that. So you don't get the true benefit of how great your instrument sounds unless you can step away and hear it, and that requires recording. So I would really encourage you to do that. And it's just a simple push record. That's all it is. Doesn't take very much work. Any questions? And I think the trick about the recording is that you're not trying to listen to the melody. Now, being that you have a hobbyist ear, you may think that that's the only thing you can listen to, but it's possible. Block out the melody, and I say the melody because that's usually what people listen to, and then they say, oh, I made a mistake. I don't want you to listen for that. I want you to listen to the background. As a matter of fact, when you listen to it, you can turn off the melody when you're recording, which is so you wouldn't have to be listening to the melody. You could just be listening to everything else that's going on the instrument, and that's a really nice benefit for your ear as well. All of that just makes it improves your hearing, um, and it improves you being able to differentiate different sections that you're listening to. Like some people are good at listening to two different conversations go on at the same time. That's kind of the same thing as this, where you're listening to different parts that are taking place. And I think that's a real good, valuable part of our playing is our listening. So they go hand in hand. So I just want to encourage you to do that.
Just a comment on that, Joni. On Michelle, on the top of the second page, you had changed the chords to be D minor, B diminished, D minor, B diminished. And when I was sitting at the organ playing it, I didn't like that B diminished chord at all. It didn't sound right to me. But when I recorded it and stood back, it sounds good.
Good. That's really the whole point, is that how you hear it sitting on the bench and playing versus how you hear it just listening to it does make a difference, doesn't it?
It does, yes.
Good. I'm glad. That's a great observation. Anybody else?
When I was playing it, I was thinking, how could she come up with this chord? It doesn't fit, but it does.
I try. Sometimes I come up with a chord and I think it doesn't fit. I have to find a different one. So it's very possible. Very possible.
Well, you're the expert, so I have to go with what you say.
Well, I liked the chord myself. I thought it was a nice little walk down, actually.
Yeah, it does fit.
If everybody's looking at it, it's on the second page. We did B as in boy diminished, B flat, and then it walked down to A7. So it was a nice little walk down there. Any other comments or questions? Anne, are you talking to me? Because you're muted.
What?
Were you trying to talk to me?
No.
Oh,
I-
okay.
Sorry.
That's
no.
okay. I thought, no, she's muted. I can't hear her. Okay. All right. Today, we are going to I Can See Clearly Now. And I found some really unusual things to use in this tune. And they're totally different styles. One style, well, let's do the music map first, because it not only requires a page turn, but it's got first and second endings and all kinds of jazz. So we come through the whole first 4 lines, and then we go to the next page, and we go play that box number 1 all the way to the dots. Everybody see that?
Yes.
Then we go back to the beginning, and we play the first 4 lines again, and the top of the second page, line 1 and line 2, only measure 1, and then you skip down to line 4 where box number 2 is. And that's a whole rest on box number 2. So what do you think you should do there?
Use the fill.
Yes. Uses a fill. And then we play on and go to the third page. And we play to the DC Al coda, which is you return to the beginning, play to the coda sign, the bullet, which is on the second page, line 2, and then skip over and go ahead and finish with the coda. So it's not very complicated. I'll tell you what is a little bit of a hurdle. I recommend on the third page, line 1, the measure 2, where it starts, blue skies. Everybody see that?
Yes.
Okay. Those chords for that 2.5 lines, we go from D to F sharp minor to F, back to F sharp minor to C to F to E minor and actually make it E minor seventh, and then D. Those chords you should do first and review. Now, if you play easy play chords in that position where your pinky's on C, those chords should not be a hurdle for you because your fingers are right there. Everything sits where it should be. Your finger 2 is normally on an F. Now you're going to put it on an F sharp and use your thumb for the A for F sharp minor. So everything fits there. But a little unusual in that we're not used to using F sharp minor a whole lot. And I just, when I played it, I thought it would be good for you to maneuver 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chords that run through that first so that you feel really secure on the F sharp minor. Otherwise, you're going to stumble, and that's going to cause your right hand to stumble. So you don't want that to happen if you can avoid it by making sure you got a real good handle on the F sharp minor. So that is my recommendation. Again, we talked about this before using the fill. It depends on, number one, which beat you hit the fill on. If you don't get around to the fill until beat 3, you're only going to get 1 beat of a fill. It'll do it on beat 4. That's it. So you have to distinctively make sure you apply the fill on beat 1 and maybe, in some cases, even keep your hand on the fill till it begins the second measure. And then it will finish the second measure, which is awesome. So you will have had 2 measures of the fill. So sometimes we want to carry it over and use it for 2 measures instead of 1. Questions so far? As you look around, you see a lot of hole rests. So we have a lot of opportunities for the fill, pretty much. And if you look on line 2, we have a hole rest there, measure 2, and then we have a half rest. So that would be a place that you could carry the fill over for the next 2 beats before you come back in with your melody on the right hand. Okay? All right. So the music styles that I found was Parrot Buffett. That's for Jimmy Buffett. That's what that rhythm is for. That worked. A rumba works. Now here's where I get a little weird. I tried, don't ask me why, I tried a cha-cha. And I said to myself just what you're saying now. This song isn't a cha-cha. But I tried it, and it worked. And the fill on the cha-cha is awesome. And I was like, wow, this puts a new little spin on things here. So that's a possibility I'm going to show you today so you can hear that. And then there's another music style called Feeling So Good. That worked as well. I used a category jazz setups. Also, I tried out the modern category. That worked as well. So, I didn't have a calypso, so that made me try to go investigate some different styles, and you can see which one you like the best. I thought they all worked nicely. Rumba was, it worked fine. It is just not real exciting, but I just really liked the cha-cha because the fill was so good. That was really fun. So I'm going to give you a little sample of those now. Any questions so far? before we do that, I just want to point out on the second page, there's quite a few sets of triplets. They're eighth note triplets. So 3 eighth note triplets have to fit into one beat. And the way to get that is to say triplet, or you can say beautiful. That's the rate that those triplets should go. Whatever you do, do not play them as even quarter notes. They're not quarter notes, they're triplets. So they have to have a little bit of a, for lack of a better term, a little bit of a run in them. That's what makes it the triplet. So beware of those. And I'm thinking that everybody knows the tune. So we're going to go through to the first ending at the dots, and then we're going to go back to the beginning and play through up to line 2 on the second page. And we're going to skip down to box number 2 and then keep going. And the reason it's written this way is because, as you can see, on the lyrics, it has 3 verses. So that's why you're returning back to the beginning one more time and then skipping to the coda after you get to that bullet sign. So let's take a listen to this, and I'll go through those styles for you, and hopefully you'll have some questions for me as well. So let's look up. Oh, I'm on there. I was already there. Oh, I see. So this is Parrot Buffett that we'll start with. And let me just test the sound and make sure the sound is okay. Somebody can pitch in and tell me. Just take a listen to the intro. Does it sound okay?
Maybe a little
Sounds
louder.
clear.
Louder? Okay, I can turn myself up here a little bit. A little better?
No.
What do you mean, no?
It's the same.
I
Same
changed my
volume level.
knobs. How could it not work? I changed my knobs. Let's give it a shot here.
No.
How's that?
It
Knobs
isn't
aren't doing
changing.
anything.
Nothing is changing.
Oh, it sure is changing in this room. I can tell you that. Whoa.
We're farther away.
All right. Set now, really. Good. Make sure you turn yourselves up too. That has a little bit to do with it as well. Your
Yeah, I'm at
speakers.
full volume.
All
Yeah,
right.
I am
Let's-
too.
I'm at 100 as well. Oh, much better.
Better.
Guess what the trick was?
The volume button.
Turning the right button.
No, the mixer was perfectly fine, but what wasn't fine is the virtual speaker button was not on, so you weren't getting virtual speaker sound. Interesting, isn't it? I noticed a difference as soon as I saw the button was not lit, and I turned it on, and I was like, whoa, that makes a big difference. All right, here we go. We're going to begin with a G chord. How's that?
That was nice.
Everybody follow the music map okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
What tempo was that?
Remember, the numbers are different depending on what the music style is. And because of the sounds, I was using style setup or rhythm presets, if you will. Same difference, just two terms. Um, and I felt like the Orc Plus was a little heavy. The background was a little bit too much. It was kind of overpowering a little bit. So I had adjusted the Orc Plus and brought that volume down a little bit and locked it so it would stay put. Again, the way to lock it is you go over to your Orc Plus here and you push the two together, and the lights will turn amber, and amber means it's locked. So that's what.
Joanie,
Yes,
what was your tempo on that one?
it came on at 115,
Thank you.
but that's only relevant to that particular music style.
Correct.
Another one's going to come on differently. So let me go call up. Let's do the rumba next. How's that? This is rumba begin.
I learned something today about that style. You called it parrot buffet. I always thought it was parrot buffet.
That's what everybody thinks.
Yeah.
Everybody says that parrot buffet. No, it's for Jimmy
I could never
Buffett.
understand the name of it.
It's for Jimmy Buffett. I did that when it first came out. I did that myself a couple of times, and I was like, "That's not right. This is for Jimmy Buffett, so it should be Buffett, not buffet." So there you go. Good. I'm glad. This is rumba begin, so my sounds are gonna change a little bit. And I'm gonna do intro one. This particular rumba comes on at 108. So you see, there's a little difference there depending on what you're doing. I'm gonna take the second ending. Um, let's see what the time is. Actually, I'm going to go from play the whole first page to the coda, and I'm going to skip over to the coda because we have like two more to do. So I'd like to do that. And here, I'm still going to stay on my style setup or rhythm preset. And then, excuse me, in the next ones, I'm going to move into the jazz category and modern so you can hear those sounds as well. So here we go. Okay. How was that? How did you like that one?
That was good. I like that one.
Good. Good. Okay, now we're going to go to cha-cha. And again, this fill is really good for this tune. I don't know how it worked out like that. I actually, when I was trying it, I said, "You know, it's not a cha-cha. Why are you doing this?" And then I said, "Well, because I can. Let's try it out and see what happens." So I'm going to go into the category modern now, so you can hear some of those sounds and see if you like that. And I'm going to do intro number 2 just for something different. Here we go. Okay, go to the coda. And there I used ending number 2. How'd you like that fill?
That fill was great. That
It
was,
comes right. The timing of the way it stops comes right perfectly. It really was good. I liked it a lot.
What was the first sound you used?
Well, that's a good question. It calls it harmonic, but it's really not a harmonica. It's guitar's harmonic. So it's an unusual type of sound. And then it's combined with what's called extra. It's a solo saw 1.
Oh.
I don't know where Bill got some of these names. I have no idea. But it was a category modern, and it was the 0 position on that gave me that, which was a very unique. I think the goal they were going for there was to make that sound a little
Sort of like-
synthesized,
A little electronic.
which it worked.
You mean preset 0, Joni? Preset 0 or what was it?
It's the 0 position in the more category of category modern.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'm going to do Feeling So Good. Let's see if I can find that one. This one I kind of tripped over. It was an accident. I don't even know what made me check that out. And now I'm going to go into the category jazz so you can hear some of those sounds, because we have all these great sounds and we tend not to always use them. So let's see. This is going to give me. We have a jazz organ. We have a jazz violin. We have an octave guitar. We have a jazz piano. Yeah, we can start. Oh. I'm going to start with the jazz flute, which is on the jazz category, and it is position 8, number 8, and it is on the lower split. Here we go. us feeling so good. And I just want to go back and say something about in the Latin styles that I was using. Let me just pull one of those on again. So if you get a sound that is involving vibes or a flute type sound that you're starting with, I'm going to start with the vibes. And then you'll notice I went up an octave because that phrase, that whole musical phrase, is going to repeat. So I don't want to change my sound yet, but I want to hear something different. And then I came back down. Went up. And that's a good exercise for you to do because what it does is it familiarizes you and your fingers in moving between two different octaves. So you're moving more around the keys with your fingers, which is really helpful. And, if you're beginner to intermediate or intermediate player, you haven't moved around the keyboard a whole lot, this is a good one. You get like 6 beats before you have to be up at the next octave in rest. So that's a great place to practice doing that is jump up. You have 6 beats to do it. And it gets your hand moving around, which I think is really good. The more flexible your hand is, the more independent it will be. So it's nice to use different octaves in that whole first section. And then when you play through it with the music map, you go back and you play it again. So then you can change your sound, like for instance here. So I'm moving back and forth between the 2 octaves. And I thought that was a really nice way of getting you to move your hands a little bit more on the keyboard. Questions, comments?
Joni, did you say on the cha-cha you went to the modern category?
Yeah, I think I did modern category first.
Okay,
Yeah, I did that first. It was just an idea to let you hear different sounds and see what you like. There was one style, and I can't remember now which it was, but I didn't really like for this melody because it's kind of a smooth melody. I didn't really like the style setup rhythm preset sounds. They were kind of plucky and rough. And so that's what made me start exploring the categories because we don't probably use the categories as much as we should since we have such incredible sounds to go with. Any other questions or comments? I love this. I think it's so much fun to take a piece of Hal Leonard music and turn it into a real arrangement. I just think that's just really, really fun to do. I hope you like it as much as I do.
Okay.
Can't hear you.
I hear you.
What I'm going to leave you with is I really, 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 really want you to record. You don't have to record this song. You don't have to play in the class if you don't want to play. I just want you to record. I want you to come next week and say, hey, I did some recording this week. I just want to know that you could listen to that. I think that's really important for you, especially around this time of year. So record, record, record. That's what's going to work for me. All righty?
We'll try it.
Okay, well, you have a wonderful week. Some of you need to stay really warm.
Yes.
Yikes. Be getting my electric blanket out. But stay warm. Have a blessed day, a very blessed day, and have a wonderful musical week. Keep that music going. 'Tis the time of year. Got to have music every single day. So play
Right.
every day, and I can't wait to see you. I'll be sending out an email real soon as to what the song is. By the end of the week, you'll have that. So until then, take
Have a
care.
good, have a
Have
good
a-
one.
Have a blessed day and
Thanks,
week.
Joan.
Thanks,
Thank
Thank
Jen.
you.
Thanks, Johnny.
Bye.